Well, we're rolling along with harvest here. We're still cutting barley, but we're down to maybe 500 acres left. And then our canola got hailed out, so completely hailed out. So that's going to allow us to skip about 400 acres there. And it hailed our flax out at the same time. So we actually got harvest cut back by about 600 acres, which is going to speed things up here. So there is, if it's going to hail, you want it to do that, I guess, right? Take that whole crop out. And we were lucky it didn't touch a lot of the barley. What it did do is rain on the barley, though, and our stuff that went to Coors, those samples that pre-rain was about 98 on this RVA number, and now it's down to 50, which means it's kind of pre-sprouting, or they're going to need to take it in and use it up quicker. It doesn't mean that it's not still good. But our Metcalf barley, on the other hand, didn't handle this heat very well at all, and that stuff is more running like 44 pounds and 60 plump. And the other thing that's happened here is that this field that we're cutting right now, this has been a major learning thing because we fall sprayed around the outside rounds and then just finished the tank load out in this field. And so we fall sprayed about 50 acres of this. On this screen, you're going to see right where there's a line where it goes from green to red. That was all caused by not continuing that fall spray out, and winter wheat from not last year, but from 2 years ago had volunteered back in there. I had assumed that it was barley, and if it's barley, I don't really worry about it because it's going to winter kill anyways. That winter wheat then grew all the way through December because it was so warm last year, and then it came back again this spring. So by the time we sprayed that, we had like 4-inch tall winter wheat out here, and it knocked 10 bushels an acre off of this barley. So learning experience. I scouted crops for 20 years, and never have I seen this exact scenario happen, but you had winter wheat in the field anytime in the past 5 years, who knows when it's going to volunteer back, and when it does, whatever triggered that germination really made it flush. The same thing happened this last spring with anywhere we didn't fall spray that the cheatgrass was. I think that was made worse by the fact that the spring was so cold and the ground didn't warm up, then the nutrient cycling wasn't happening, and all the nutrients that the plant, those weeds or the winter wheat tied up, just really set things back. So my screw up. I'm the guy that's supposed to be scouting crops here. I just didn't catch this, but on about 100 acres of this field, it cost us about 10 bushels of barley. So we learned and we move on. Fall spray looks to be very important, especially in this regen stuff if we're going to cut fertilizer, because if you've got something growing into the spring that's tied up a lot of the nutrients in the ground and we're not putting much down for fertilizer, that really shows up. So another learning lesson. All in all, this harvest has been really pretty good. Better than I would have thought for how hot it was in July. So I have no complaints. I'll let you I'll do a presentation of how the test plots turned out and where we skipped UAN and all that kind of stuff when we get on with harvest. But hopefully we'll wrap this up this week and get on to doing something else.